Good evening, everybody. Roshan Mansukani, right here, wanting to share something with my friends. I'm standing right here at my clinic, which is my home, comfort ambience. We deal in music as a therapy, your best holistic heal. I want to share with you some mails which I have received today, some questions around the word called depression. What is depression? We have to understand the term and why the depression, and then the levels of depression. There are many levels of depression. But why does a person succumb to a depression? When you're lonely, no friends, nobody to talk to even in your house, low level. Why? It is because we are so engrossed and so troubled with the rat race around us. The rat race, when I'm talking about expectations of the world, of the families, our work, our studies, technology, virtual world. So there's too many things happening at the same time where we can't cope up, but we try our level best. But if we are not happy, if something is not done the way we want it, we get into a phase of sad, lonely, that leads to depression. Why depression? Depression is basically and purely a state of mind. You want it to harm you, it will harm you. There is a chemical in our brain called dopamine, which is released, and this release of dopamine is subject to our moods. The happier we are, that is the release of dopamine. It gets us in a very cheerful mood. The less release of dopamine is the first sign of getting into depression. As I said, state of mind. Talking of the emails that I have received is a question came, okay, why and how does a person actually get into depression? And if the person is into depression, can he or she be cured? Of course, there is a cure for everything. But again, coming to it, remove the misconception of the word depression being a disease. Depression is not a disease. As I said before, depression is a state of mind. Divert your mind into something healthy. Divert your mind into something much more creative, your own skill, your own style. You will find a solution for your own problem. But by sulking around it, you get more and more deeper and graver into that depression. So there's always a cure for depression. Of course, there are levels of how depressed you are, and there are doctors available. There are so many centers opened up. You can come and talk to us. We are ready to help you. We are dealing with cases of depression and curing them only through music, because music is so inbuilt between us that even our speech, if you remove the vocals, what do you get is music. So it's that deep within us. And your music is your cure. Then a question came up, why does a person who is depressed, why does that person need to go to a doctor? That was a very funny question, which I really did not relate to. You don't need to go to a doctor, you need to go to a doctor who's a friend. You need to go to a doctor and seek help to come out of that phase of mind. That phase that you are into. Probably today you could think of getting out of it on your own. But tomorrow it's going to haunt you. So why not create an atmosphere to deal with it permanently and get a permanent cure? A very nice question that came up to me is, can I go to a rehab to cure my depression? Why do you want to wait for the last resort? A rehab is your last resort. When you can stretch out initial phases and ask for help, you never know. You can do wonders to yourself because you can cure your own depression. You can take help from us. You can take help from a doctor. You just have to come ahead in the initial stages. Recognize every human being needs to have a counseling session. Very important. Every human being has a problem. Why can't we just address that problem? Now, what makes us different? Music being a holistic heal, we create that independent lifestyle for you so that you don't need to be dependent on any external uh, medication or external help. You are your own help. We structure it for you, and that's what music does. We create that strength within you, that morale within you, that takes you on a different level to deal with your own depression. Friends, reach out, stretch out. And before as I just read some mails for you, there was a case study that I want to share with you. I met a friend who put me on to this person, and she's a lady of, I think, in her 30s, 30, 32. She was going through a very different phase of depression. She had those bouts. Now, what were they? When we sat for a session on music, I understood her speech, her body language. As I said, we only talk music. We diverted back into music, and that's when she opened up. Now, what made her open up and confess and confide in me was music. We structured it for her. And what I realized that when she was in her teens, in her college, she was a victim of ragging. There's a lot of ragging happening in all kind of colleges. It is all supposedly fun, but the kind of impact it plays on a person's mind is just not funny. So the bouts that used to come up, she used to go into that shell of hers because this happened to her probably 10, 15 years ago. What I'm trying to say is there are instances of your past which can keep haunting you, provided you want them to haunt you. There is a cure, there is an independent cure for depression through music being your holistic heal.